What's happening? Of course, you know it's your boy B-Hop Radio Shout in. As always, I got my podcast partner up in this thing. OG Gangsta Wicked.
Yes, sir.
AKA Big Galaxy.
Yes, sir.
Ghetto Mafia. What's happening, man?
I ain't even gonna argue with you today, man. I got a lot on my mind. I want everybody out there that's listening to me to throw up prayers for Big Sam.
Big Sam.
For y'all that don't know who Big Sam is, you know, a lot of people in Atlanta do, a lot of people across the country do, but for y'all that don't know who Big Sam is, he is one member of the East Side Boys, him and Wendell.
Yeah.
All of us, you know, are from Decatur.
Yeah.
They got with Lil Jon back in the day, so it was Lil Jon and the East Side Boys.
Yeah.
You know, Dexter Neal, all them had the paint shop, you know, they legendary out in Decatur.
Yeah.
And you know, a few days ago, he had some issues which has landed him in the hospital.
My God.
I'm not gonna go into exactly what it is, but I will say that you know, he needs our prayers.
Yeah.
Everybody. So, you know, y'all do that for me.
Praying
Share
for
it.
your Big Sam, man.
Pray for you, Big Sam. I hope everything works out, and we're gonna keep praying. Then I got another thing that I want to get off my chest. Last week there was a show, A-Town Legend show. They brought it to Decatur, the Atrium. It was one of my favorite rapper, Pastor Troy.
Okay.
Another one of my favorite rappers, Raheem the Dream.
Yeah.
You know, they had the Kings of Crump. You know
Okay, then.
I want to say I think it was Kilo Ali.
Yeah.
I think Sammy Sam was on there. I hadn't heard from him in a long time.
Yeah.
But anyway, it was at the Atrium in Decatur. I was scheduled to go. I personally talked to Troy to go, but I couldn't make it because I had a few personal things going on with me with transitioning. I'm moving into a new crib, you know, and different little things like that. So I couldn't make it to the particular show. But
So you went in the bed asleep?
No.
Oh, okay.
Hell no. No, Troy is like, bruh, me and Troy, we go back. Troy has always been one of my biggest supporters. Always showed me love. Him, all of them. You know, Big Mike, Troy Pete, you know what I'm saying? All of them. They've always showed me love. So it wasn't that. A lot of people asked me about, you know, Wick, why you weren't there. First of all, I'm a grown man. There was personal stuff I had going on. Mm-hmm. But secondly, it definitely was no slight to those guys. They legends. I saw Raheem last night at CeeLo's birthday party. So, you know, we chopped it up. You know what I'm saying? I hugged his neck like I always do. Told him I love him. So to anybody that you know, that was looking for me and I wasn't there, I apologize. I will be at all the next stuff if God's let me be there. I just want to get that off my chest.
Well, I'm glad somebody got an apology because with me, I called Wick when he ain't showed up for the show. He in the bed asleep.
You ain't called me one time. When you called me, B-High? When have you called me?
Hello. I know this man's sleeping voice better than his regular talking voice.
I actually I can wake right up out my sleep and start talking just like it called sleep talking. I be talking. You be thinking I'm up. Think I'm popping a beer and everything, but now I'm dead ass asleep. But now I just want to let everybody know that, you know, I respect all the artists that was there. They're all legends, and it was no slight to none of them.
Well, now I'm glad y'all got some clarity in this situation because, you know, if that would have been my show and you pulled that shit, then I would have showed up at your house.
You ain't even came to Nail show that I done did one time. You came to one birthday party 10 times.
I was at that show, and guess what? I took the video of you with your pink out on stage singing Straight for the Dead. You done posted it on Instagram. That was me that shot that.
I ain't even know who that was.
You doing just like this on the Straight for the Dead.
If I knew it was you, I wouldn't have posted it. That thing, I would have flushed the whole phone.
Really? You got that man?
Yeah, I got that man.
Okay. Okay, then on another note then, you know, let's get to what's really going on out here in these streets because I sent you a DM from a video from a podcast that I was watching with Ice Cube, man. Let me get the name of it so I can make sure that I got it right. The Full Sin podcast, where Cube said that Chris Tucker turned down $12 million to reprise his role in Friday. And he also felt like, you know, Mike Epps is funnier than Chris Tucker. So he ain't missed a beat with Chris Tucker not coming back.
Well, I mean, if you were trying to get Chris Tucker to do a movie, if you had any little, you know, leeway to get that done, you don't shot yourself in the foot with that. by even saying that. But you know, I do know Chris and Dexter and the whole Tucker family personally. They are legends in Decatur also. Columbia High School. I'm a Columbia High School folk. Man, so I wear the cab.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So, and you know, we've had Dexter here on the show.
Yeah.
Chris, you got to come up here and talk to us. But, you know, Papa Tuck, R.I.P.
Yes,
So these are personal friends of mine. Now, I want to preface it by saying this right here. Mike Epps, you know, I love Mike Epps. Mike Epps has actually, you know, went on live, played my records, sung my records, you know, showed me plenty of love back in the day. You know, anytime I've ever seen Mike Epps, it has been love. He's one of my favorite of all time.
I got a story about Mike Epps too, because I don't like the nigga.
Well, you ain't gonna sit up here and talk about Mike Epps in
well,
my
I got
face.
something to say about
You ain't gonna sit up here and talk about Mike Epps in my face. Well, you ain't gonna say it in my face. You better wait till I leave up out of here. And everybody knows how I feel about Ice Cube. You know, the pioneer. If it wasn't for Ice Cube, NWA, Eazy-E, you know, Dre and Daz and Corrupt and Snoop. You know what I'm saying? I wouldn't be where I'm at right now. I listen to those guys, so I always pay homage to those guys. They were ahead of their time.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So with these three, Ice Cube, Epps, and Chris Tucker, it's all three are personal with me. There's no me slighting either one or leaning towards one another. But now let me get to what you were saying. One, it wasn't just about Friday with Chris. Chris had made up his mind that, you know, after he had got a little successful, that he was, you know, he was changing a lot of stuff that he did.
Yeah.
You can't be mad at a person about that.
For growing.
We talked about that one time about my albums. You know, people always want, man, Wick, you need to go back and start doing the gangsta stuff you were doing in 1990. I said, well, I'm not the same person that I was in 1990. I'm not standing in a trap. I'm not selling dope, you know what I'm saying? Now, I do cuss you out. I still, you know, I would have cussed you out in 1990. I cussed you out in 2023 because you just get on my nerves.
You off. You still get pissed.
But you know, you can't be mad at a man because he has grown. Now, let me say this. At the time when he turned that down, $12 million, Chris was in trouble. Chris had a lot of stuff going on with the IRS. So it took a lot for him not to say, you know what, let me go on and get that little money. You know, he could have folded to his demons.
Yeah.
He could have went back on his word. You ever been, you haven't, but I have. Well, I done been sitting up in jail. I done been sitting up in Rice Street on the 7th floor. And I said, you know what? If I get out of this time, I don't look back. You know, I'm there with Judge Baxter. I look back, you know, my mother and my auntie, them in the courtroom, and you know, I'm looking at the hurt on their face, my family, and I made my mind right there. I said, you know what? It ain't about me. I'm not going to do them like this no more. They have to, you know, they have to come down here and support me, and everybody got to ante up money and time, and you know what I'm saying? And then you got the younger kids, my family looking up to me, and they see me like this right here.
Yeah.
So I made up my mind, so I'm not going back to jail if I can help it by me doing dumb stuff.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? And I pretty much have stuck to that. Now I might get pulled over and shoot the bird at a cop and go to jail for that. But not going back on your word, I think that's, you know, that's maturity. That's you know, that's bossing up right there. To turn down $12 million. Now let me say this. Let me jump into the part where he says that Mike Epps, he actually said that Chris didn't do it because of those reasons I just said, religious reasons, didn't want to cuss, blah, blah, blah. Why didn't you make the script that they had none of that in there? First of all, since you wanted to be on the movie so bad, why couldn't you could have conformed? You wanted him to come up off his spot, come up off what he has promised himself. You hadn't made no promises, Ice Cube. Write what if you wanted him that bad, then write what he wanted you, you know, change your script. Second of all, by saying that, then he goes on to say that, you know, I'm glad he didn't do it anyway. This was the slight, the backhand slap. You know, Chris Tucker, he's great, he's very fun. But I'm glad he didn't do it because he's not funnier than Mike Epps anyway. That's debatable. I will say this right here. I talked to Dexter Tucker right before I came in here. He made a point to me.
What Dex say?
Dex said, I'm not going to get into who funnier because that's all on the person, right? We could go down right now. It's Richard Pryor, is it Cat Williams, is it Is it blah, 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 Cedric the Entertainer, you know, anybody. Yeah. Everybody gonna have somebody different who they think is the funniest to ever do it. Bernie Mac. It could be everybody, 10 different people got different comedians. Dexter Tucker said that if it wasn't for Chris Tucker, there wouldn't have been no Mike Epps in the next Friday. How did that sit with you? If it wasn't for Chris getting in there and making that movie worldwide cult classic.
Yeah.
Him and Cube now.
Yeah.
But let's be honest.
Smokey was the star of that damn movie.
Smokey was the star. So if it wasn't for Smokey, a.k.a. Chris Tucker, a.k.a. Mr. Decatur, a.k.a. Mr. Columbia High School, if it wasn't for Chris Tucker, how do we know that whole movie catalog is where it is today? What if that had flopped? Cube even had shot a second one to give Mike Epps a chance. Mike Epps had already been out there doing comedy. He ain't just roll over and walk into a Friday movie. He was struggling. He was trying to get his off the ground.
Yeah.
So for you to sit there, Cube, and which I respect you, I say this from a place of love, not malice, to say that, you know, that, yeah, he's funny, I give you that, that's just your opinion. But, you know, to insinuate that, you know, Chris Tucker is you know, not Mike Epps, is not as funny as him, I would just say that's your personal opinion. I personally like both of them. I think both of them gives me something a little different. You understand what I'm saying? And the comparison to me is, like I said, it's like apples and oranges. I mean, who's funnier, Dave Chappelle or Cat Williams? Depends on what type of comedy you like. Dave Chappelle's is gonna be a little bit more cleaner, a little bit more commercial.
Yeah.
Cat Williams is gonna be raunchy to the, you know, to the max.
Yeah.
Which one am I in the mood for at the time?
Yeah.
If I'm sitting there, you know, with the kids and a couple of white friends, it probably is not a good idea to put Cat Williams on. You know, if I'm sitting there, you know, D.L. Hughley, we know he likes to talk, you know, D.L. like to, you know, a lot of his stuff is political. It's race-based stuff. Yeah. You know, sometimes I am in the mood for it. You know what I'm saying? But it all depends on where I'm at the time. So they both are different. They both are great. That's what I think, Cube, you should have left it at. Why don't we ask this question right here? Who's greater, Ice Cube or Tupac?
It would probably be better to do Ice Cube and Dr. Dre with NWA.
Ice Cube
Who
or
would
Easy
be
E. Ice Cube or
Ice
Easy
Cube
E.
or Easy E. Which one was the greater? But see, you know, I am a #1 Ice Cube fan, and I respect Ice Cube lyrically. I respect him politically as well.
Right.
But where I draw the damn line, Cube, is when you come and tell me that Mike Epps is funnier than Chris Tucker. That role that Chris Tucker played on that first Friday was an iconic role. That's probably one of the funniest comedic roles that a black man has ever played in a Hollywood movie. And that role that Chris Tucker delivered on Friday caused that movie to be a blockbuster.
Correct.
And go down as a cult black cinematic classic.
Correct.
If you haven't seen Friday, then you haven't seen shit, okay?
Correct.
Mike Epps, I'm a fan of Mike Epps too. But see, you know, Mike Epps, I almost called him Mike Phelps, but Mike Epps, he rubbed me wrong one day, Wick.
Don't get in here. I just told you. You know.
No.
Okay, I'm gonna listen, but I'm trying to tell you now. I'm trying to tell you. You say the wrong thing.
I'm gonna tell you about your boy Mike Epps.
Okay, tell me about my boy. Yeah.
I think the year could have been somewhere between 2010, 2013.
When you were lame.
I've always been popping my whole damn life.
So you say.
I was working at the radio station. 2 Chainz, he was one of the biggest artists in hip hop at that time.
Okay.
You know, every time my boy Chainz would come to the station, we always, you know, flick it up because, you know, that's my Southside partner.
Okay.
And, you know, everybody would always say, oh, man, y'all Negroes look alike. You know,
and 2
dogs, yeah, me and 2 Chainz, 2 dark-skinned niggas.
Well, it's 3 of y'all because Damari Carroll, you forgot him.
Let's leave Damari Carroll out of this for this situation, please. So me and Change, who was also my twin brother, you know, both of him, even though I was the original 2 Chainz, I was wearing 2 Chainz in high school, so I kind of brought that to the game. But I let Change run with them swag, okay, because he had millions of dollars worth of chain. I just had a herringbone and a skinny ass little chain that my grandma gave me, but it was still 2 Chainz. So long story short, I'm producing Carol Blackman's show, Magic Middays, on Magic 107.5, 97.5. I love me some Carol Blackman, and I learned a lot from her, too, because she's one of the greatest radio personalities that ever lived.
Absolutely.
So I'm sitting there with Carol. You know, Mike Epps is coming in that day for an interview.
Okay,
you know?
my guy.
And I'm thinking, hell yeah, Mike Epps coming in this thing, man. This is one of the perks of the job. I'm producing the show. I get to meet Mike Epps over here with Carol Blackman. And then, you know, Carol, she's warming him up, getting the show ready to go. And she said, hey, Mike, you know, because Carol thinks she's a comedian too.
Right.
And she says, hey, Mike, you see my producer over there? Then Mike was like, yeah, I see him. Then Carol said, he looks like 2 Chainz, doesn't he? Then Mike said, nah, that broke ass nigga looks like 1 Chainz.
I like that. I could have thought of that right there. You know what? That might have pushed it over with Epps being funny.
No, hell no.
Just because he said that about you.
No. And from that point on, I said, you know what, Mike Epps? You'll never be funnier than Chris Tucker on Friday. He can do his stand-up. I enjoy Mike Epps' stand-up.
His stand-up is hilarious.
I'm giving it to Chris Tucker every time. Call me 1 goddamn chain. Like, I just can't even afford 2 chains even if I wanted to.
You couldn't. Your chain was ugly. He called it what it was. You mad because he kept it real.
No, he saw a young ass player in the room.
He kept it real.
He felt like being a hating ass nigga.
He was not hating.
Like, you know what? Mike Epps, I love you, man. I'm a big fan, but you ain't ass nigga.
You walking around there tap dancing with
but
one raggedy chain.
For nobody.
You walk around there with your penny loafers on.
No, hell no.
And with your glitter socks.
No, I didn't have on no glitter socks.
You did have on the glitter socks. You didn't have on the glitter glove. You had on a mitten.
With no fingers. Just a red glove with no fingers. Like Red Riding Hood.
Like they had a Beat Street, like Turbo had. You had on your Turbo, your mitten, and you think you was out there and he had to check your ass. That's what you mad about.
Check me, man. And the whole thing was that he just dissed me out of no goddamn
He ain't dissed you. He called it what it was. Nigga, you weren't trained.
Man, I was struggling at that time. I don't need Mike Epps telling me that. Goddamn, nigga.
But yeah, man, back to everything. Like I said, you know, I love both of them. Like I said, you know, Chris used to host all the talent shows at Columbia.
Yeah,
he's a legend out there. You know, so all of us went to school together, man. They was all a little bit older than me. The singing group Silk, I tell you that all the time. Big Sam, them, the East Side Boys. Yeah, you know, that Decatur, we have put out a lot of great,
good shit.
Saying, great athletes also. Mm-hmm. This man is just it's a great town for talent. So shout out to Chris Tucker, man. You know that I feel like you are the funniest, you know, comedian, you know, one of the funniest comedians in the world, and I wouldn't worry about what Ice Cube or nobody else said, man. You already made your own, nobody no explanation. I'm gonna leave it at that.
I'm glad you took the high road, Wick, because somebody had to do it in this case. But in my situation, Chris Tucker's better than Mike Epps.
I'm not gonna say. I'm gonna say that they're different and they're great at what they do.
Mike Epps is a fun ass nigga. Both of them are fun as hell.
Correct.
But I just don't appreciate what Cube did. Kind of pissed me off, and it was a chink in his armor for me. Don't diss that man because he ain't want to do that damn movie. Cube thinking, nigga, you done fucked up a lot of money for me not taking that $12 million.
That's what it comes from, right there.
But don't hate on the man craft and say that Mike Epps is more funny than Chris Tucker because he's not.
I'll throw this out to Cube. You know what I'm saying? If any of y'all like that no Cube, tag him in this right here. Let's talk about what you paid him in the first movie.
Ooh.
Let's talk about that. I know. I'm not even gonna get into that. It wasn't just about Chris not wanting to do it because he wanted to change his style.
Yeah.
Chris had salt. He had salt in his mouth.
See that?
You know, after Benny Moe with No Vaseline. Remember that song, No Vaseline?
Wait a minute, so he done rap this, Chris, just to get him at a show?
You know Vaseline? Yeah. Remember that song?
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
He gave it to him with no Vaseline. Then turn right around, and you come to him with another movie. How about we straighten up that first one first? Yeah. See, people be killing me all the time with this too, Beehive. I get it. If you sign for something, if you're thirsty, if you hungry right now, if you say, okay, Wick, you know what I'm saying, hey, this is what I can give you to do this particular project, right? I signed for that, I signed for peanuts. But you know what, the project goes up and beyond what you even thought, bigger than you could even imagine. What's wrong with you coming back, regardless if I don't sign for $1,000 to do something that don't made you $50 million?
Yeah.
That I was instrumental in getting you the $50 million.
Pivotal.
I would think that you would just come back and say, you know what, Wick, it's like in sports. I outplayed my contract.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You're gonna extend me right there.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Hey, Wick, I made $50 million off this right here, man. I only gave you $1,000, man. Here, man, here go $2 million.
Come on, man.
That ain't nothing.
Come on.
And now let's talk about the new movie. You understand what I'm saying? That's just a little something from the first one to show you how I care about you. Yeah, how I fuck with you.
Yeah.
Not you don't make all that money right there and to tell me to chalk it up and then come back me. Well, that's my money right there. Just sign for it. They can be killing me with all that old bullshit.
Come on now.
And then you want to talk about the new one. So I'm going to leave it at that right there because I don't want to, upset the legendary Ice Cube. But come on, man, let's be fair all the way around the board, bruh. Let's tell the whole story.
Yeah.
And I do know that he got chumped off big time. Now, it did help his career.
Yeah.
It absolutely did. You did give him a check, but he lost your movie career too.
Ooh.
See, what were you successful for in movies before that? Before Friday?
Boys in the Hood.
He was Boys in the Hood, the rap group. I said movies.
Boys in the Hood, the movie, nigga.
He didn't shoot that.
No, boy.
He didn't shoot that.
Oh, you talking about shooting and producing his own stuff.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm with you on that.
I ain't talking about him being a part of a movie.
Yeah.
I'm saying
producing
movies where he put it out there. This is mine.
Well, I mean, the Friday franchise is based off of Chris Tucker's back.
Correct.
And Mike Epps came in there, and I got love for Mike Epps. I ain't got no ill will towards him, but Mike Epps came in there and did his thing, and he was able to kind of keep the party going, but he had some big-ass shoes to fill after that nigga
and
Chris Tucker stomped on that damn
He filled them
stage.
really good. You got to think about, take some of the lines from Friday. You got knocked the fuck. Some of the lines that Chris delivered, man. Some of the lines that come from that movie are legendary right now, 30 years later. But you got to give Mike Epps props because I don't think nobody could have stood in Chris's shoes and made us kind of forget about him. I got another.
I never forgot about Chris.
I mean,
don't you ever
forget
say
about
that
it like
to
that.
me.
But I got another question for you. I got another one for you.
What?
You had Debo.
Debo?
Right?
Yeah.
Did Ted Cruz do a good job in filling his shoes?
Nigga, there's only one Debo. See, that original cast was a
when Cruz grabbed, goddamn, we all we got. We got to take care of each other.
Ted Cruz was good, but Debo is Debo. Debo's name is cemented in just black culture.
No, I get it, but he was the first one. But it didn't have a big drop-off with Terry. That's what I'm saying. See, it didn't have a big drop-off when it came from Chris to Epps either.
Okay, then if it didn't have a big drop-off, then what's Terry's name in the other Friday movies?
What you mean, what was his name?
What was the name of his character?
I don't know his name, Terry goddamn Cruz.
Well, you know who Debo was.
You knew his name.
You know who Debo was. You see what I'm saying? And I ain't saying that it fell off with him coming in there, but that nigga Debo's name became a noun and a verb.
Yeah, okay. But then since you wanted to do a backhand compliment at Terry Crews.
No, I ain't do no backhand compliment at Terry Crews.
That's what you're trying to do.
I'm saying that Debo is Debo.
After Debo did his thing in Friday, and then Terry Crews did his thing in Friday, who had a bigger career after that?
Debo gave his life to God, and he said,
Lord, Nance all the excuses.
He did the same thing Chris Tucker did. He gave his life to God.
Terry Crews ain't out killing folks. He out there dancing, goddamn, with his shirt off. Yeah, like he out there gunning folks down.
I never said that.
Come on, he gave his life. Ted Cruz always have been a man of God.
Gave his life to God, and he was like, you know what? I ain't even got time to play in this industry no more.
Okay.
And we almost didn't get no more out of Chris Tucker if it wasn't for Rush Hour.
He was in movies. Debo was in other movies. Tyner was in other movies. They just
so
didn't
you
pop.
just want to play both sides. You
I'm
ain't
not
even gonna pick a side.
You trying to slight Terry Crews?
I'm talking about Chris Tucker, and I'm talking about Mike Epps.
Who
was better on Friday?
Y'all nigga better have that rent money. You better.
I don't even remember that part.
You remember?
All I remember is Debo.
Y'all better have that rent. You remember you sit out there
My
with
mama gave me that change.
You remember you sit out there with two, look at two Pop movies on goddamn Pop. Oh, shit. But you know what? They all great, man. The Friday series is great. Shout out to all of them, man. Salute.
Double salute. Y'all hit them comments, man. How do y'all feel about it?
Yes,
Do you feel, because you know what I really wanted to see? I wanted to see Mike Epps and Chris Tucker in a Friday together, because I always felt like that would have been an action-packed comedy sequel that we were never able to get.
Absolutely. And before we get off here, B-High, let me shout out and say R.I.P. to Tina Turner.
Yes.
One of the greatest to ever do it. We have lost two of the best male entertainers of all time, and Prince and Michael Jackson, in my opinion.
Yeah.
And we have lost two of the best female entertainers of all time. Whitney Houston with the greatest female voice of all time, and Tina Turner, one of the best female entertainers. A lot of the stuff that Beyonce and the Rihannas and everybody's doing right now to this day come from that woman, Tina Turner. So shout out to Tina Turner, R.I.P. Shout out to her family and all the fans of Tina Turner. We love you.
And we're going to sit it right there, man. Y'all hit the comments. Let us know how y'all feel, man. Do you feel like Ice Cube was right in saying that Mike Epps was more funnier than Chris Tucker? Do you feel like Chris Tucker should have took that $12 million regardless of what happened before and just went on ahead and kept on doing them Fridays for the culture? Or, do you just not even give a damn what the hell's going on, man?
Hey, and was there a drop-off between Debo and Terry Crews?
Okay. Hit them comments. Let us know how you feel. Be High Radio Shouty.
And one chain.
Damn. I should have never told that damn story.
Well, your boy One Chain, Galaxy Wick. And Galaxy Wick, we out of here. Prayers for Sam, man.
Pray for Big Sam. Holler at y'all in a minute, man. We gone.
Yes, sir.